Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at another custom fields video and focusing on repeater fields. Now a while back when I kind of first started to make websites, I've heard of repeater fields and I wasn't really very clear about what the difference was between a custom field and a repeater field. All I knew is that a repeater field is within a custom field. And so today we're going to look at how to create a repeater field using ACPT, and then also how to go about making something that would look like this on my services page, like this. Now here we've got different services, right? One of the services is an e-commerce website. So we're going to offer clients to create their e-commerce websites. And so I thought, okay, we're going to have a main text. Obviously we've got the title, we've got the main text, we've got an image, right, of the service of some sort. And also I wanted to have different points, some key points with some icons, so that is more visual. And so I thought, okay, some of these services might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 key points, for example. Other ones might have 2 or 3, and some might have even more than 3 or maybe just 1. And so how am I going to do that? How would I put that in a custom field? I could have option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, and so forth, but that would be a bit awkward because some of them won't be filled and some of them I might need more than 5, right? So how do I go about that? And that's when I understood what a repeater field is. A repeater field just allows you to put in as many or as few items as you would like. And I thought also, well, what about if my repeater field needed an image with it? And that's when it got a bit more complicated, right? But thankfully, we've been able to do that with ACPT because it has the features. And we're using GreenShift, which has excellent query features as well and options, which is really helpful for any website that you create. So let's jump on to the ACPT backend. So I've already created my services custom field. So let's have a quick look at that because I'm not going to create another one. And you can see that, you know, it's just a typical custom field with a thumbnail, editor, and title. Nothing really that different about it compared to any other one that you would make. So after creating these, after creating a custom field, what we're going to do then is go to field groups. And because this is a website I'm creating as we speak, I've already got my service group, and if I look at that, if I edit that, I've got my settings, which I've attached this service field group, to services. And once that's done, I've created my field. So if I look at services here, just for you to kind of quickly see, let's look at e-commerce website, and then I've got e-commerce website. If I wanted to have a price, I could do in the future. You can have a from price. I probably won't have a price at the moment because prices change, and it also can be a bit confusing for some clients, thinking or hoping that they'll get the, you know, let's say the 1-page price for a 25-page website. It doesn't make sense, right? And so here is my repeater field. So I've got a repeater field called key points. Let's see how we can make that in a few minutes. So I've got my key points repeater, and it's nice that you can see it's a repeater field straight away. And I've got the name of the service feature, for example, and I've got an icon. I can change the icon here, I can change the colors and so forth, and I can even change the size. So let's see if I change this to 25 instead of 50, if that makes a difference on the front end. We'll look at that in a minute. And the others are going to be 50. Then let's do the last one, 35, to see if it really makes that much difference. Okay, so I've got 25, let me do 30 and 40, 25, 30, 40 and 35 as well, just to compare the icon size. Okay, so anyway, these are your repeater fields, and I've got a few other things like service details, service review. So I'm gonna have a specific review for this service and I'll add it somewhere. On the one page, the page for this on its own, not the archive page, and so forth, right? And a few other things. And I can also add some content here. Anyway, so let's quickly save that. And let's go to the front end again very quickly just to check out if that has made a difference. And you can see it's ones, I think it was 20, 30, 40, 50 and 35, something like that. 25, 30, 40, 50 and 35. I think this one's probably the right size. I think that was 30, and I'll probably change them all to about that size. Okay, that kind of just gave me a good impression of what size I need. Okay, let's go back again to ACPT and let's kind of look at how we can create a repeater field. Okay, so I've gone in the wrong place. Field groups, I should say, field groups, edit, and I've got my fields here. So I've got my price option here, as you can see. I've also got a few other things like field key points. So this is my repeater field. So what I've done here is I've written key points, and then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to change this field type to repeater. And once that happens, then these children kind of fields come up, child fields, right, come up. And the child fields I've got is first one. Let's see if I can minimize this. Yep, I can. So I've got two child fields. So for every key point, which is a repeater, I've added a service feature. And so the service feature is just a typical text that I'm going to add. So this is like, you know, what kind of features. So if it's e-commerce, you know, you want something like secure payments and a few other things, right? And so you've got that. And then we've got service detail. Sorry, we've got, where is it gone? We've got service features. Okay, I've got that there. And then I've got icon. And this icon, I've just chosen the icon field here. Where's it gone? Icon field at the bottom somewhere. Image, where it's gone? It was here. Let's see, where's the icon? There's icon. So yeah, I've just chosen an icon field, and that's it really. It's just going to be basically a service icon that I want to use on the front end if I need it. I don't have to use it, it can stay blank. It's up to me what I want to do with that, and that's it. And the rest are all things that hopefully by now you've used ACPT, you've hopefully looked at a few of the videos that I've made previously, and you know how to create your field box. So once that's done, let's go into the front end again, and we're going to create from scratch something like this. Okay, we're going to create that from scratch. So I'm just going to edit this page, and let's add a new section element. So let's do, that's that one. Let's do this one here, add before, and with GreenShift, I'm just using something. I'm going to use section element here, and that is my whole section. Make that full width. Yep, perfect. And in there, my content area, I'm going to start off with a query. I think there's a query loop here, query loop builder. Perfect. Okay, so here you go. I've got my query loop builder. Now, it doesn't look that great at the moment. So if we have a look at the query loop builder here, if I open that up, I've got my dynamic image, which at the moment you can't see anything there. And I've got a few other things here, but it doesn't look very impressive at the moment, mainly because for the query loop, I haven't set anything on this side. So on the right-hand panel, what you can see is we don't have anything set for the custom post. At the moment, it's just posts, which I don't think I've got any posts on this page just yet, on this website just yet. So I'm going to choose, what I'm going to choose, I'm going to choose services, right? So now you can see, once I've chosen services, it just populated all the services I have. Some of them don't have pictures because I haven't really added some pictures for some of the services that I'm going to offer. And so once that's done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually choose service priority, and I want to just show the primary services I'm going to have, but at the same time I just want to have one primary service, not all 12, because I'm just going to show this one here. Now, if I wanted more, of course, you can add more and you can choose as many as you like. Now, you can see that this has got 4 columns here, and that's because you can see here, grid columns is 4. I just want 1 column, and in this case, they give 1 column per item. So let me just change that to fetch only one thing, which is the first one here, which is the e-commerce website. Okay, so now that's done. Now, if I wanted this, let's say the third item, what I might do is I might just add offset. Let's say I offset the first 2, and now you can see the third item, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. That's the 4th one, I think. So I've offset it by 2, and I think that's the 3rd one actually, because I've rearranged these in different order. So yeah, you can see that now I've just got this 3rd or 4th item in this case, because I've put 3 here. So I just want no offset. I just want the first one, 0 offset. And so I just get the first one that's there because I've chosen only 1 count, fetch count of 1. Okay, so all good. Now I've got that. Now it's quite a massive kind of problem here, because I've got the item right next to the kind of top section, the heading section, I suppose, right? So I just want to create some space between them. So I'm just going to put 100 pixels, 100 pixel padding for both the top and the bottom. And now I've got a much nicer place to work with, right? Okay, so now the difference between this one and this one is that this is going, this is actually 2 columns within going across, and so I want that to happen. So I've got my query loop. I'm going to have 2 divs instead of 1. 2 divs, probably don't even need 2 divs. I can have 1 image and 1 div, and I'm going to actually just create some spacing here as well. But before I do that, I'm going to just change the flexible content, inner flexible content, which is this one, and I'm going to make it go across. Oh, it's done already. Perfect. Okay, now that I've done that, and probably have a column gap of about 50 pixels, right? So a bit more of a gap, a bit like this. Yeah, it's about right, 50 pixels. This image though is pretty small, and that's because the height is automatic. No, its height is 210. So I can increase that to something like maybe about 600, I think would be nice here. Okay, height of 60 or 600, 600, there we are, 600. And I probably want to also just change the borders to about 15 radius. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, about 15 radius is about right. Okay, so that's done. Apart from the fact that I can see that there's a massive gap here, right, all around. So I think that's a gap of about 45 padding pixels. Padding, there we are. Yeah, 45 pixels all around. Thank you. There you are. Okay, perfect. That's looks about right. Okay, this is obviously a larger image, so I could make it a little bit bigger. Let's see where that's gone. Height of, let's double that. Let's see, is that the right one? Oops, 120, 1000. Wow, that's too much. So what is it? I'm not sure what it is actually. Let me just check. 900. Nope, I can just actually go into the section and check what I've got here. The first query loop, and I've got dynamic image, and I've got 600 width. Okay, 600 width. Okay, that's why. I've got 600 width, 750 height. Okay, let's just copy exactly what I wanted here. 600 width, 750 height, wasn't it? That's why the width is 100% here. So I'm just changing this to pixel. 600 width, I think I said, and 750 height. Okay, right, now I think it's about the same size. Yeah, perfect. Now the background is also green here, so let me just quickly take that green actually, the exact green, because it's just not on. Yeah, I should have probably had it on one of the colors for the theme, but it's not. It's kind of one that I've dubbed down a little bit. So let's see, query loop, background, and just going to paste that here. Okay, now I've got that. Okay, it looks a lot more like this one, right? Okay, perfect. Right, so what next? Let's try to get this section. I think this section is pretty much done. I think this is a larger gap for some reason. So let's see if I can just increase that spacing to 50. That might be okay. Okay, all right, so we've got that. Picture side done, images done. The next one is going to be the right hand section. Now I want the title, obviously, so I don't really want the category. I'm going to get rid of that. I want the title at the top, so it's there but it's in blue. That's because we've got this enable link for title. Once I click it, I could keep that, and I just have to change the link color. Which link color here? I could just change to like green, for example, and it turns green, or whichever color I would like. Okay, or I could just turn that off. Okay, so I can just turn this off and it would be whatever color I choose for text. Let's say text is orange and it would turn orange. So that's another way to kind of change the color. Two different ways there. You can keep it as a link, which I think I probably will do in the future, but it's up to you. Okay, let's get rid of this meta getter, and even the date I don't think I need. I do need this section here, which I'm going to do now. Is going to be a custom field, and it's going to be a service section. And what do I need? I think it's called details or something along those lines, right? All right, DE, yep, service details, there we are. And click on that, and you can see the service details have now come up. Now, this looks a bit small for me, and so let me change the value typography. I've used these classes, variable presets, to kind of, I've saved this preset so I don't have to keep changing the fonts. Another benefit of that is the fact that what I could do is be consistent, right? I could keep having, let's say for example for this one I want text size, I think medium, text size medium, yeah, that's about right. So text size medium, perfect. The color doesn't look great there, so let's see if I can just change the color to black. Why is it not working? Why is it? Maybe the link, and it's not a link here as well. Okay, so metagetter text color is black. Link color, is it? No, it's not link color either. There's not that. So yeah, it's looking a bit gray for some reason. Value spacing, background. Okay, so I'll have a look at why this is a different color. Okay, no, I think it might be fine. Though it does look a bit more gray for some reason on my screen. I'm not sure if you've seen that, because there's definitely a difference between these two, right? Okay, so anyway, let's have a quick look at value typography again. Maybe it's just one of these. Is it bold? Yeah, I think the other one's bold, that's why. And I'll just have it normal. And I want it to be outfit regular. Okay, so I think it was already outfit. Perfect. Okay, so we've got that done. That's similar. Maybe we can make it a bit bigger, because this looks about the same size, right? This is definitely bigger though, the title. And so yeah, I mean, these are things that I'm not going to spend too long on now. The key thing for today's session was the fact that we wanted to have what did we want? We wanted to look at repeater fields, right? So let's have a look at repeater fields. That's the more interesting part. So if I go to, if I duplicate this, might be easier. If I duplicate that, and let's make this actually flex box going down. Where's it gone? There we are. Perfect. All right, it's down. Perfect. So I've got this meta getter, second one, custom field. Actually, in this one, I want a repeater, right? I want it to be a repeater. But when I do that, it seems like there's no options here, right? And that's the kind of problem I was facing initially. So what do I want as my repeater? I want this text and I want this icon, right? And so how do I get that, knowing I want it to, I know it's a repeater, or should I put as custom field? If I put as custom field and I've got it as service, again, and I've put it as current latest, and I'm going to choose, what was that under? Key points, right? Let's say key points. There we are, key points. Now, if I choose key points, what happens is all of this kind of comes up, right? All of this comes up, which is really strange because I've put it down as custom fields. That's because the repeater. So if I click on repeater now, the same thing happens, right? It hasn't changed. That's because you don't really have an option here of what to repeat. There may be more than one field here that is, or there may be two fields that are repeaters, right? Two separate fields. So how do I go about kind of making it a repeater? It's not that hard, but at first I was stuck here. So I realized then that for GreenShift, there is a really easy, it's not really that hard. If you type in a repeater builder, you'll find, and it's an annoying thing about GreenShift, you go close it and then come back here, you find that there is a repeater builder, right? Within, you can put repeater builder, sorry, within a query loop builder. That repeater builder is going to be your lifeline. Okay, because this was a repeater, but it can't find what to repeat. So I'm going to drag that here, for example. And now what's happened with this meta getter, if you can see on this side here, you see that something's happened here. Select repeater field. Okay, so you've got a few more options now once that meta getter is within the repeater builder. That makes sense? So let's see if we can have custom field here again. Does that make a difference here? No, it doesn't really make a difference, right? Clicked on services. Okay, I've clicked on key points. Done. But it hasn't made a difference. Why is that? That's because we need to click on repeater builder here first. And then, just like the query loop builder, we need to choose what type of post we need to look into. So it's going to be services. And once you've clicked on service, type field, click to select. So I'm going to have a repeater builder. It's going to be, what was it called again? Key points, wasn't it? Key points. Oops, there you are, key points. Now that I've chosen key points, it's an ACPT repeater field, and I'll leave the other parts. I might have two columns, sorry, and I'll leave the other parts as they are. Okay, let's get rid of this section here, which I don't know why it's here, right? Is it because of this, right? Or is it because of this? I'm not sure. Okay, but we'll try to get rid of it by coming back here and then clicking on repeater. And then now, once you've got a repeater, that all of that mess goes away after you've set the repeater builder settings. Once you've set the repeater builder settings, go to meta getter, and then I'm going to click on service features, and then I'm going to click on service features, service features, and not icon, right? So now you can see I've got my service features here. Now I've got three things here, right? Three different blocks. I don't need three. I just want to have, what was it again? The icon, and I wanted I suppose the title of the key feature. So that's what I want. So I know I've got an image. Let's see if the image can be a repeater field. Yes, it is. It can be an icon. Does that work? Ooh, we've got a problem, right? Image and icons, they don't work. So it's going to be unlikely for me to be able to use this image block. So let me delete that. So now I've got rid of that. Okay. Let me try to use another block for the icon, because that clearly didn't work. So if I've got a metagetter here and it's given me the, oops, where's it gone? I've got the metagetter here and it's given me the kind of the text part, right? The key feature text. I might try, let me get rid of this title as well. I might try secure payments. Yep, I've got everything here. Let me just make a little bit of a spacing on the top heading. Let's say 50. So now I can see all of them here. And I might just make my typography a bit smaller. Where's that gone? Flexible. I may have to go here, I think, sorry. Value typography, meta getter, repeater field. Let me make that small. Yeah, that's better. It was not great, but we'll keep it as small for time being. Okay, right. So now where was I? So okay, I've got the meta getter text. I need to have an icon. If I duplicate this, and I'm just going to change this one. So the repeater, but instead of the icon, would that work? Let's have a look. Yeah, perfect, right? So the meta getter is ideal for the icon. The dynamic image wouldn't work. So it's just a meta getter. Now, obviously, I don't want it to look like this. I want it to be going across, right? So I want it to be like this, right? Each column has both of these. So I'm going to go to my repeater builder and quickly save this. Let me see what it looks like on the front end actually before I move on. Yep, it looks pretty much exactly how I want, apart from this section. So yeah, let's kind of fix that right now so that we can achieve what we want to achieve. So in order for me to do that, I think it's just about going into the settings somewhere here. Is there inner block settings for repeater builder? Yeah, there is a repeater builder. I've got everything I need here. Limited items. I don't want more than, let's say, 5 here, which is fine. Which I've got to a 5. Container link, nope. Background, nope. I want it to be block spacing, flexible content. That's it. Right at the bottom there. Normally it's in the middle somewhere. So here, I want it to go across, right? Or do I want it to go down? Down is what we had. I want it to go across like this. Now, 2 columns, I don't really like. So I'm going to change that to 1 column. And that should look a lot better. Okay, it's not exactly like this because it's kind of in the middle for some reason. And so I've got it. So far, so good. Now, there's big gaps between them. So I don't know if I've put down whether there should be a massive gap. Row gap, if I put 0 here, that hasn't changed anything. Block spacing, I don't think that's going to change. Spacing, I think it might be this one actually. Yep, there we are. I'm going to have spacing. Let me change the row spacing to about 20 pixels. That hasn't changed anything for some reason. That should have. Okay, let's just use the block spacing here then. Let's say 15, 25. That's just the top, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. That's what I thought it should have. It should have been. Row gaps, I thought 20 would be okay. Can't see any movement there for some reason. But yeah, we can sort that out in a bit. Yeah, so nearly there, right? Nearly looks like this. And the last part is to shift everything to the left-hand side. And so why is the repeater field? Let's see what we've got here. Is that in the middle? That's probably center. That's why we want it to be stretched out. And there we are. Pretty much done, right? The text, I'm not happy with the size. So let's just change that to a slightly larger. Medium would probably be better suited for this. And there should be gaps between them as well. So repeater builder, there should be, let's see, flexible content. There should be some column gaps of about 20 as well. Not 20, a bit, because of the different size, might do some like 40 here. That looks okay. Because we've got different size icons, that's why they're slanted. Now, if I have them all the same size, that should make things a lot better for us, right? So let's do that. Let's make them all the same size. Where was that gone? ACPT, and I've got my services, e-commerce website, and I'm going to make them all, I think the second one's 30, wasn't it? So let's make them all 30 and see if that has made any difference, which hopefully it should. And once I've got that, I can save and go back to the actual page. And yeah, look, it's all perfectly aligned now. Okay, perfect, exactly how I want it. Maybe a bit more spacing in between would be good, but now you've seen how to create a repeater field or use repeater field, sorry, within GreenShift. It is really easy once you know how to do it once. Now once you've done it first time and just understood that actually you need an actual repeater builder block, and you need to have, if you've got icons, you can just use MetaGetter. That would probably be the best option. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, please click on the like and let everyone know that I've made this video so that they can also benefit from this. Take care, everyone. Bye.